I will let you ask questions at the end of this. And you said, did I read the report? And so I did. And in the report, it actually specifically says these included payments from foreign governments and foreign government-owned or controlled entities to properties owned by Donald Trump, including Trump International Hotel in D.C., Vegas, Fifth Avenue, and this is my favorite, Trump World Tower at 845 United Nations Plaza in New York. So let's just use that one alone, because if you go down to page 20, footnote 23, it actually clarifies where this money came from to include the amount of money. And so what y'all did is you took a building that was built in 1999 and completed in 2001, and you have, it's 100 yards from the United Nations, so these foreign countries owned multi-million, $10 million, $20 million condos in one of the nicer buildings in New York. And I was just kind of shocked because I knew that you were using revenue and you weren't using actual profit that the president or the...
This moment captures the deep polarization in Washington right now. On one side, Republicans like Timmons see a clear double standard. Years of scrutiny on Trump family finances contrasted with what they view as protection of Biden family dealings. On the other, Democrats like Raskin frame it as necessary accountability for potential corruption by the former president and his circle. What stands out is Timmons' frustration. As a veteran, he brings that no-nonsense, straight-talk energy. He's not mincing words. He's calling it a joke when narratives ignore context or cherry-pick facts.
And I'd like to yield to Representative Timmons.
Okay. Thank you, my friend. I want to correct the record. It seems this entire hearing we're chasing all of these logical arguments that really don't have any merit. And earlier, before we recessed, we were discussing the ranking member's $7.8 million in foreign payments from at least 20 countries during his presidency. And I knew the answer. I knew that that was revenue, and it wasn't actually profits. Hold on, I will let you ask questions at the end of this. And you said, did I read the report? And so I did. And in the report, it actually specifically says these included payments from foreign governments and foreign government-owned or controlled entities to properties owned by Donald Trump, including Trump International Hotel in D.C., Vegas, Fifth Avenue, and this is my favorite, Trump World Tower at 845 United Nations Plaza in New York. So let's just use that one alone, because if you go down to page 20, footnote 23, it actually clarifies where this money came from to include the amount of money. And so what y'all did is you took a building that was built in 1999 and completed in 2001, and you have, it's 100 yards from the United Nations, so these foreign countries owned multi-million, $10 million, $20 million condos in one of the nicer buildings in New York. And I was just kind of shocked because I knew that you were using revenue and you weren't using actual profit that the president or the Trump organization made. You actually used HOA payments. Do you know how duplicitous it is for you to use HOA payments on a $20 million condo in New York? Like, it is outrageous. No, you can, I'm going to go through. We're going to go through all of them because you list them. And I see Saudi Arabia, $615, $422,000, Trump World Tower. And you go and you look, there's nothing there that is under $12 million. So you're taking a $12 million property that was owned since 2001, and you're saying that this is somehow similar to Hunter Biden running all over the world and selling the big guy's influence? These are completely different things, and the fact that you even created this report and you're using it to shield us pursuing justice to make sure that this president is not compromised because his son has sold secrets to China, to Ukraine, is so disingenuous, it's so duplicitous. It's not even misrepresentation, it's a lie. I'm happy to hear this from you because, again, you told me to go read it. I read it. That's what it says. I can read you in footnote 23 where it says this report uses common charges or rent payments. All of these properties were owned prior to 2018. They didn't go out and purchase them because of the president. They were there for decades before this happened. That's the point. That's the difference.
Okay.
I'll let the facts in the way of a good story.
Absolutely.
Would the gentleman yield? Thank you, my dear friend, for engaging in substance and not ad hominem attack. I very much appreciate that. Having said that, some of the payments, first of all, you said that there are lies in here. Can you find one factual inaccuracy?
So
there's not one.
For you to tell
you're quoting us. You're quoting us. But let me make this point. Which is that China gave $5.5 million.
It's Mr. Timmons' time. It's Mr. Timmons' time.
For you to tell the American people that $7.8 million went to President Trump is an outright lie. It's a fabrication. Hold on. And I'll tell you exactly why. Because you're using businesses that existed decades prior to when he became president. And
You're saying all of them?
Hold on. And you're using HOA fees for multi-million-dollar properties that have been around since 2001. And again, even the fees that they pay for hotel rooms, that is a fee for a product, for a service. There's no service with Hunter Biden other than influence of the vice president or the president of the United States, and that is why we are here, because he will not answer questions in the exact manner that you have required for last Congress and the Congress before that. I mean, it is difficult to chase all of your logical fallacies surrounding this, but at the end of the day, he's going to do exactly what Don Jr. did. He's going to do exactly what you required of every other member, except every other person that you've subpoenaed, except for members of Congress who actually do have immunity, which you're pretending like you don't know what that means. We need to get to the bottom of this. The American people demand it. And with that, Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Excellent. Does any other member wish to speak? You wish to speak on the amendment?
Congressional hearings are supposed to be about oversight, facts, and accountability. But too often they turn into partisan theater. This latest fiery exchange between South Carolina Republican Congressman and Army veteran William Timmons and Maryland Democrat Jamie Raskin is a perfect example. Timmons, clearly fed up, goes straight after Raskin during what appears to be a hearing on influence, peddling, and financial dealings. He challenges Raskin directly. You said there are lies in here. Can you find one factual inaccuracy? Timmons points out the hypocrisy in how Democrats frame property ownership and business dealings. He highlights a key distinction, comparing a long-owned family property to the kind of global influence-selling operation allegedly run through Hunter Biden's dealings. Timmons argues it's not even close. One is legitimate ownership since 2001. The other involved jetting around the world, leveraging political access, and the big guy. Raskin, known for his sharp legal mind and prosecutorial style, pushes back hard. But according to the clip, he struggles to land a clean factual counter on the specific inaccuracies Timmons is calling out. Timmons stays aggressive, speaking as a veteran who's tired of what he sees as selective outrage and deflection. Whether you lean left or right, these exchanges show how broken trust has become. Both sides accuse the other of lies. Both claim the moral high ground. And the public is left watching political combat instead of genuine investigation. The real question isn't who won the soundbite. It's whether Congress can ever move past these gotcha moments to actually deliver transparency on influence peddling, no matter which family name is involved. Right now, it feels more like performance than progress. What do you think? Was Timmons right to push back this hard, or was Raskin exposing real issues? Drop your thoughts below.